Hey all, Choiboy here. Welcome to another portfolio update for March 2021. Today it's gonna be, boring as always, same as always. You can see the portfolio value hasn't changed for the past couple of months once again, ever since I chucked in more money. So yeah, before we go into it, a disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor. Please take everything I say with a grain of salt. Do your own research and cross-check the research with my statement and go from there. Okay, let's get straight into it. So the portfolio update is $17,830. It's like kind of jumping around between 17,000 and 20,000. I'm not going to be adding too much money in the coming months unless I see massive drops. Then I might infuse more cash, but other than that, I'll leave it as it is for now. The returns is back to negative this time again, $1,000 roughly in negative returns. Obviously you haven't lost anything until you sell it, but this is the portfolio kind of returns at this point in time. It's down 5.36%. The graph looks pretty like crazy now. As you can see, in the past, couple of months, it's been just going nuts. Ever since I changed this portfolio to be more growth investing, it's just more volatile. And that was what I was expecting. So it's nothing new to me. I kind of half expected this. It's gonna jump around for quite some time until it finds some ground. You can see it's just going in and out of profits and negatives consistently. So that's gonna go on for quite some time. No changes there. The first company is Blackberry. Blackberry, it's doing nothing much, as again, it's been jumping around between $9 and $11. There hasn't been much going on, but there is something to look forward to for Blackberry, and it will kind of determine where it will be going in the future. But the earnings for Q4 is coming out for Blackberry pretty soon. So why is this a big deal? Because they had a few things going on last quarter for them. For example, they had the Facebook settlement, they had some partnerships with Amazon and Baidu for the QNX and the Ivy platform, etc. There was a lot of things that's been going on in Q4, and we want to see some changes in the numbers, especially the revenues and the earnings for Blackberry this quarter. As long as we can see an increase, it will probably be justifiable to move on to the next phase of the price ranges. But until that happens, it's probably going to stick around $10 or so. But I think it's a pretty good time to maybe buy it up. I'm not sure. So once again, not financial advice, but what I'm doing is I'm just buying up in these ranges, trying to lower my average buy-in price, because I bought it, as you guys might be aware already, all the way up to like 18 to like 24 bucks. That's where majority of my buy-ins were. I kind of FOMO'd, but not really FOMO'd. Kinda, yeah, I FOMO'd, whatever. But it was more research based, of course. Just thought it's gonna start going up, but it never really did. It was pretty short lived. It was some nice gains I saw at 25 bucks, but it came down pretty fast. But that's okay. So just buying it at $10 or so, I'll be lowering my average buy-in price to below $15, which would be pretty good if it does ever go the triple digit way. I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to that earnings report. I will go from there. Next one is Plexure. Once again, I think so many people are asking me, why is Plexure going down? I really don't know. Maybe it was a bit too expensive, or people had to profit take. Well, ever since the ASX listing, Plexure didn't have much, and maybe because it hasn't really released anything, or it's just the same old for the past couple of months, people are like, okay, maybe my money is better elsewhere, or something like that. So people were profit taking and consolidating down, and then correcting a bit. That's fine. I think that's healthy. It's sustainable. It's better than continuously going up with no good ground. So as long as Plexure makes a nice ground at the 80-90 cents range, when it passed by the $1 again in the near future, it will probably never dip back. Thing with Plexus, it's still a pretty small growth tech company, and it can do up or down pretty easily. It's pretty volatile compared to the rest of the market, especially in New Zealand standards. So just keep that in mind. If you believe in the company and the product and the future kind of potentials of the company, just keep with it. If you think there's better opportunities elsewhere, don't feel like you have to be stuck with the company. I'm gonna say this, sometimes it is worth selling a company that's never gonna do well for a company that will. It isn't the easiest decision to make to sell a company, but sometimes it has to be done. I'm not saying you should buy or sell Plexure, but just know there are other options, and don't be scared of selling it if you don't believe in the company. When you're buying individual stocks, it should be based on your beliefs in the company. Next one is Virgin Galactic. Virgin Galactic, same old. There hasn't been much going on with the company. Maybe in the next few years it's gonna start doing some flights around the space and stuff like that, or it's not really space, but you know what I mean. I think people don't really know what the potential of Virgin Galactic is. These guys are probably one of the leaders in this kind of commercial space travel thing. It's not really space travel, but it's pretty close. It's close enough for an average human being. People who are rich enough would be willing to pay such a premium price to just get a glimpse of space travel. With YouTube being a really big thing and Netflix documentaries, if people can just go out and just view space at the expense of, a few hundred Ks of dollars, people will do it. And people will do it for the gram, for the YouTube, for documentaries. It makes it so easy to take the next step towards the future. That's what Virgin Galactic is doing, and I think they're pretty well positioned for the near future of, maybe a year or two before they start going up even higher. As you know, I don't have that much money in it because, it's a very, very, very speculative one. It's not like I have so much beliefs in it like Blackberry, for example. So compared to Blackberry, it's not, my confidence level is not way up there, but I think it is going to go up. I mean, I bought it because I think it's going to go up. Probably not at the same level of how I view Blackberry in terms of headroom for potential growth. Nothing much going on with the portfolio in general. It's relatively simple. That's about it for the portfolio update. So I think people are getting quite nervous about the market right now. A lot of comments and people asking me stuff were about, why is the market going down? Why are my stocks going down? And I say the same thing. For the past couple of months, once again, I thought the market was overvalued. And market overvalued, normally I'm referring to the fact that the market greed is too high, corporate debt is too high, and the interest rates are probably going back up soon, and all those kind of things would probably turn the market around and flip it to a bear trend. I did a poll around what people would be thinking about the market. I asked if it's in a bear market, bull market, or consolidation phase. You can check the community post I have on this channel. The results are pretty interesting. I'll be kind of covering it in the live streams and talking through my opinions about the poll. So make sure you vote on that. It's anonymous and it gives me a pretty good, not just me, but it gives everyone a pretty good view of what everyone else thinks. So that's what the market's about, because it's about the general kind of community confidence level in the market. And if that's pretty low for many different factors, as the ones I mentioned just then, it's going to go down. And I think it's well positioned for a bear market. Not trying to bring FUD here, but that's just what I see. It's a bit too high. People need to chillax a bit, take some profits. And I might be wrong once again. Please take it with a grain of salt. This is just purely my opinion. I think the market is in a bear market, or I hope it is in a bear market, because at this ranges, a lot of people are hesitant to buy into anything because all pretty close to the all-time high still, except for the few companies that dipped a lot, like A2 Milk or something like that. Most of the companies are still pretty high, okay, especially in the US market. So I think we just need to wait it out a bit before we see better entry points, because there's not that many good entry points right now. And that's also why I'm not adding new companies as well. If I think the market's going to go down, sure, I'm timing the market. But if you're buying individual stocks, compared to a fund, it's really important to get in at a pretty good entry point. Funds, you just dollar cost average it. But then again, you wouldn't want to buy a fund at the all-time high when the market greed is at the max potential. Another thing that a lot of people ask about is, shall I start buying funds now? It's a viable option. You can dollar cost average a fund right now, but just expect it to go down, and don't be frustrated about it. Just keep buying in, whether it goes up or down. That's the important part. I can't really confidently say, oh, you can start dollar cost averaging on a fund right now, because I know that if it does dip, a lot of people are going to be pretty sad they started right now instead of waiting out a couple of months or so. But the problem is, we don't know. No one really can predict this. So that's why a thing called dollar cost averaging exists in the first place. It might never dip. It might never go into a bear market. We just don't know. So just do your own research, make your own decisions. Maybe look around a few places in Reddit or YouTube, people like me, other people like Josh, Investing with Tom, Stocks with Sam, Hank, all these kind of people. Just aggregate all the information you have online and make the right decision for you. That's the best you can do, and that's my only advice to you as well. I might be making a video about what you could be doing when the market flips, or when we can confirm it's a bear market, and also about why I might hold a lot of Blackberry. People might be pretty interested in why I have so much Blackberry compared to anything else, because this is like more than 10k NZD worth of Blackberry, and why I'm so bullish about it. Maybe I'll make a video of the two, in a short one, dedicated one, just so I get my points across to you guys. Look out for that. If you like today's video, give it a thumbs up, put a comment down below what you thought, and any opposing comments, I would gladly want to read those, so put them down below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, the bell notification for my future updates and my live streams, which I do every week or two, and I'll catch you next time. See you around and have a good month. Bye.